We're living in unprecedented times, times where in years to come, I'm sure people will be looking back over the history, wading through all of the information and trying to see what decisions turned out to be significant, what actions turned out to have the best consequences, what lessons there can be learned from this global pandemic and how we're dealing with it right now. But I wonder, will we still be talking about it in 2,000 years' time? Because 2,000 years ago, there was a week in someone's life that changed the course of history forever. It was a week that changed the world. It was the week where Jesus began by entering into Jerusalem and being celebrated as the coming Messiah, the King, the promised King that would bring God's kingdom and his rule. And everybody celebrated him. And yet they didn't understand what kind of a king he was. And throughout the course of the week, he would teach them about God, and he would teach them about some of the most difficult questions in life, and he would teach the disciples how to live in this broken world, how to live under God's rule in a world that doesn't always acknowledge it. But at the end of that week, and most significantly, Jesus would be crucified on a cross, rejected for the king that he really was, a king that would suffer and die to rescue us. And the gospel writers spend nearly a third of their time talking about this week. No other week in history has been more pored over, more analysed, more expounded so that we can understand its true meaning than that week. 2,000 years on, we're still talking about it today. So I do want to just encourage you then to consider this week of Jesus' life, this week that changed the course of history forever. Every day we're just going to take a couple of minutes just to consider a moment in that week and what God might want to say to each one of us, as if we're walking with Jesus in that week of his life, that he might change our lives as well, just as he changed the lives of all the people around him. Do join us in our daily thoughts as we count down to the cross.